Well, it started out great last year for the Hogs, folks, but this team looks to not only have a good start, but do something they didn't do last year, and that's have a good finish. Looking at the Arkansas Razorbacks for 2022, as we're going by conference this year for the team previews. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard Sports Media coming at you. Not live. I really wanted to say live. I know I've done some streams lately, and I did a stream tonight, but coming at you with a video here previewing the Arkansas Razorbacks, the Hogs on top right there. And we're going through and we're doing SEC teams. Right now, we're going by conference. After this is it. We got Arkansas here and we got Mississippi State to do. Unless I thought I had done Mississippi State. Anyway, let me double check. Maybe not, but we got Arkansas and Mississippi State. So we got one or two left. And then we're going to move on to the Big Ten. Big Ten previews are indeed next. So buckle up. We're going by conference. I've been doing these for about a month now, and we've practically knocked out the entire SEC with these team previews. So I'm excited, but let's look at what Arkansas could do this year. But first, before we do that, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're trying to hit 700 subscribers, so trying to do that as quickly as possible. I'd like to do it before the football season, but let's keep sharing this out. Follow on Twitter at Ballard Sports. You can also like us on Facebook. If you ever have any questions, you can email me, ballardsports19@gmail.com. So that being said, let's look at Arkansas of last year. So they opened up with a pretty good non-conference schedule. Texas, of course, week 2. Alabama, as you guys know, I'm messing with Texas a little bit. Nothing but love and respect. But Alabama gets them week 2 this year. Arkansas had them at home this past season. So Rice, Texas, Georgia. Then they got a pretty darn good win here with Texas A&M, a great rivalry there. They always play on neutral field at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium at AT&T. So then, of course, as expected, you would lose to the eventual defending champs in Georgia. Did I expect them to lose to Ole Miss? That was a heck of a game down to the wire that came down to basically a failed incompletion for them on their part, a big back-and-forth shootout, probably one of the games of the year in the SEC there. They lose to Auburn at home. They beat Arkansas Pine Bluff as expected. They practically just blow them out. They get a bye week. Maybe that's a bit too late in the year for them. I don't know, but they go. And in their last 4 games, they go 3-1, which I think is pretty impressive here. Beat your rival in Missouri, beat Mississippi State, go to LSU and win an OT. You lose to Alabama. I will give you props, though, for keeping it very, very close on the road with the Crimson Tide. Although from an Alabama fan's perspective, I would say that, our team didn't do some things right, but you cannot deny talent. And I'll tell you what, Arkansas definitely has talent. KJ Jefferson comes back. You got some great players. Bumper Pool, who led the team in tackles on defense. Jalen Catalone is a safety. He comes back on their defense, to name a few. Really, you're losing nobody. I mean, you lose Traylon Burks, who will be a first-round talent. You wish him the best of luck in the NFL, but you bring a lot back coming in this season. So, anyway, back to Arkansas themselves real quick. 9-4 last year, 4-4, split their 8 SEC games. They did win the Outback Bowl over Penn State, of course, 24-10, which I think was a great way to close the season. That's a heck of a win and a heck of a team to beat in Penn State, who should be pretty good this year. with what they're recruiting. Drew Aller is a 5-star quarterback that'll come in for them. We'll get to them later on. But overall, I think the summary for Arkansas, great start and great outlook in the preseason. And then, like, the first month of the season, they did really good. They lost to Georgia. That's understandable. At Ole Miss, I mean, you had to at least win one of those Tigers or Rebels games, I think. It was a great start. And ultimately, I'd say a decent finish with the bowl win. Middle of the road, though, like in October, you go 3-1 or 1-3, I should say. That was a bumpy road there. A great start to the season, not the best of finishes, but overall, they did what they had to do. They got a bowl win, and surely Sam Pittman has to be happy about that. 9-4, an 8-4 regular season. They split their SEC games, and they win the Outback Bowl. Now let's get on and down to business with 2022 and what they could do here. We're going to try to make this one quick. Sam Pittman showed a lot of promise last year. You know, KJ Jefferson comes back. You lose Traylon Burks, who could be a first-round wide receiver. I think he had a good combine, right? You're going to have some freshmen. They're going to have some guys come in. Bumper Pool, who led the team in tackles. Jalen Catalone was a really good safety, can break up some passes. He's going to be good. Drew Sanders, I'll give you credit. I think he's going to be pretty good. He comes in from Alabama. They brought in transfers from LSU and Dwight McLaughlin on the defensive side of the ball, and Landon Jackson. Jaden Hazelwood comes in from Oklahoma. So they've been using the portal. A lot of great teams that you don't expect to use the portal have been using the portal very, very well. So I would say, you know, they are at least they're set up. You know, they're set up for success this season. To do some great and amazing things. Now let's go ahead and look at their schedule for 2022. Again, 9-4 overall with a bowl victory over Penn State in 2021. Let's look at 2022 real quick here. But again, they're bringing in a lot of great talent. So, all right. Open spring practice this Saturday. Not necessarily a spring game, but I guess it's more so a scrimmage or a practice to go see the Hogs. So it will be on ESPN Plus and SEC Network Plus, or Arkansas fans. If y'all want to go out and go see them, I guess go watch them play. But getting into the actual regular season, it's a pretty interesting start. It's kind of 50-50. It's up and down. It's a roller coaster. It's not like it's hard at first and then easy in the middle. Cincinnati, right out the gate, you're playing a playoff team. They bring quite a bit back, but they also lose a lot. Elijah Sanders and Ahmed Gardner on defense, so they got to replace some guys there. Desmond Ritter's going pro. Cincinnati, I think Luke Fickell's a great coach, a great recruiter. I think he's going to do some great things there. We'll get to predictions in a second, but I think this, if it's on the road and early on, maybe that's a little different, but they should have no problem with Cincinnati. Maybe it is a close game down to the wire to open the season. That's no big deal. Don't beat yourself up over it. Cincinnati is a great team and a great program with Luke Fickell at head coach. South Carolina, I like Austin Stogner. I think they'll have a good O-line. I think Spencer Rattler coming in with Shane Beamer as the head coach, I think is going to be amazing. I think Shane Beamer can do a lot of great things. I'm not saying playoff bound yet, but I think getting South Carolina back to winning some bowl games like he did this past season against North Carolina in the Duke's Mayo Bowl, took the Mayo bath. That's going to be an interesting game there. Could that be a trap game? Arkansas is a favorite early on, but does South Carolina out the gate Do they take advantage of maybe coming off a win week one? And let me remind myself of who they do play. I know I previewed them. I think they get like one of those cupcakes at Georgia State early on. So the South Carolina, I mean, compare that to Arkansas, who's playing. Yes, a group of five team, but a great group of five team in Cincinnati. So who's got the tougher test? Arkansas. The South Carolina, that could go either way. We'll get to predictions in a second. Missouri State, you should have no problem. Texas A&M, Alabama, at Mississippi State. BYU's had some killer teams and great offensive linemen. I remember one guy just got drafted in Brady Christensen. I'm not exactly sure where he is, but he's a top offensive tackle that I think has a bright future in the NFL. Zach Wilson, the quarterback for the Jets, who I think if you get the right coaching in New York, which has never been the case since Joe Willie Namath, maybe Zach Wilson could be something, but BYU can produce some good players. They get a bye week, which I think is good timing because you do have a bit of a stretch here at Auburn, Liberty, which is your homecoming game, LSU, Ole Miss, and at Missouri. Overall, my predictions on this, my thoughts on this, I'm going to try to make this one quick. And again, Big Ten previews are next up. So this is it. I got to hit this one out of the park. I'd like to get at least one of these SEC teams right for regular season picks. Again, they went 9-4 last year. They have a very similar setup this season, right? Could very well make a bowl game, bring a lot back, lose a bit. Overall, is it favorable? I think it is. I think that they could really do well. Are there any trap games? Cincinnati and South Carolina early on could be trap games where they should win but could lose. At Auburn could be a trap game. That's always a close one. I think you could see this team be very resilient and down to the wire. The defense should be phenomenal and pull some stuff out. I think they'd beat a team like Auburn. This is very tough to predict. I'm just going to go ahead and call it, though. I think that they only lose 3 games, A&M, Alabama, and BYU. I'm going to make a BYU upset. Like I said, they got some good teams. I think BYU could come in this year with some killer defense, and it being on the road, before the bye week in middle of the season. And again, maybe I'm wrong there. I mean, they could very much go 10-2. They could go 11-1. With this schedule. I mean, it really is, the non-conference schedule is really in their favor. And they got, 3 or 4 of those games there? So it's very favorable, but I'm going to stick to 9-3. And again, I think they'll lose to A&M. A&M's recruiting out of their minds. That's a neutral site game, but it's in A&M's backyard. And then they're going to try very hard. I think they could play Alabama close again, but I do think the Crimson Tide will pull it out. It's possible that this is a team that could upset the Tide, maybe considering it's early on and teams build momentum early on in the season in the SEC. But we'll see. But again, A&M, Alabama, and BYU. But Arkansas fans, let me know what you think. I got y'all 9-3, and I think you shouldn't hang your heads. I think that's good enough for a New Year's Six bowl or to get back to something like the Outback Bowl. I think big things are ahead with Sam Pittman. I really do. I know you guys have suffered with Bellama and Chad Morris, who just was straight garbage as a head coach at Arkansas. Could not recruit, could not get anything going. Sam Pittman's doing his job, and he's doing it the best that he can. I'm going to say 9-3 for the Arkansas Razorbacks in 2022. That's going to do it here, folks. I love you. I'm going to get out of here, but comment down below what you think. 9-3, BYU, A&M, and Alabama are the losses. I think it's in their favor this year for the Hogs. I really do. But they got to take advantage of it. They got to do what they got to do to go out and win the games. Again, I mentioned KJ Jefferson comes back, bumper pull on the defense, safety Catalone, Jalen Catalone and company. They got some guys coming back. If you had Traylon Burks or whoever, like if you're not losing a receiver like that, maybe you're an extra player or an extra play away from maybe upsetting like Alabama or maybe upsetting Texas A&M, which they could still very much do that. I love the Hogs this year. Again, I got them 9-3, and I think that they're set up for great success this season in 2022. But again, you guys let me know down in the comments. But I'm going to get out of here. I love y'all. Jesus loves you. He's got an amazing plan. Keep praying. Keep hoping that God's got an amazing plan. And just, I mean, you've got dreams. He's got dreams for you too. Just believe that. And, just never lose hope. Never lose the faith, man. Keep going. So, but I love y'all. Jesus loves you. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media checking out. Love y'all. Peace. Roll Tide.